with the scorn. Then you heat up all my corn. We're gonna chase those crazy, chase them crazy, chase those crazy ballers out of town.
Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Fred Wankwa coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. As usual, I say to you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are around the world. Today, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Today, it's about Igbos and Yorubas and the nonsense, the conflict that a divide and conquer cabal in Lagos has decided to manufacture instead of dealing with what the real issues in Lagos are. They'll rather create these artificial enemies and make it an Igbo versus Yoruba thing so that they could connive their fellow Yorubas to now think that their enemies are Igbos. But it's not going to work because the issue here is not Igbos and Yorubas. The people who want to retake Lagos and keep it are the people who own Lagos, the sons and daughters of the soil in Lagos. They are the ones who want to retain Lagos, not Igbo people. Igbo people want to support a candidate, a Yoruba candidate, that they know has the interest of everybody who lives in Lagos at heart. And it's going to run a government that is free and fair and equitable to everybody who lives in Lagos, pays taxes in Lagos, is law-abiding in Lagos. And not people who worship a certain person who is not from Lagos, is just as strange a person in Lagos as the Igbo man or the Ijaw man, but simply because he too happens to be Yoruba and he happens to have acquired so much wealth, all of a sudden he's part of Lagos. He's not part of Lagos. The reality is that, and I give credit to Igbos in Lagos for the stand they've taken, and they don't need to be apologized to anybody. They don't need to be shy about anything about the position they're taking. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. Igbos are tired of their markets being burned down. Igbos are tired of being double taxed in Lagos or any other foreigner who is not an indigenous of Lagos, who does business in Lagos, whether they are from Edo or Ijaw or Ibibio or Akwa, it doesn't matter. Right is right and wrong is wrong. The fight for Lagos is a fight of evil versus good. The good is the progressive Yorubas who own Lagos. Igbos and everybody else in Lagos who came to Lagos to do business or work are fighting on the side of progressive Yorubas who own Lagos. It's not about Igbos and Yorubas. Igbos don't want Lagos. And I'm going to play a video for you to illustrate what I'm trying to say, because on the surface, that a good Yoruba friend of mine sent me that. Poor guy. He said, Fred, I have my hands tied. As a son of Lagos, I'm tired of the APC government. But when you hear these kind of things Igbos are saying, it really puts you in a bind. And I played the video and I told him I support what the Igbo man in that tape is saying, and I'll explain to you when I come back on the other side.
Labour Party people had a meeting on Clubhouse and they were discussing their intentions for Lagos State, and I am listening to what they are saying.
Empty. They can no longer have anywhere to stand. They will have to run from Lagos. Don't you want to face them? Me, I would like to face these people from Lagos. The way to do it is to take power from them. They will have no place to hide. There will be no under bridge for them. All those traditional rulers that are using talks up and down will be removed from there.
Can you imagine?
You know what power is? We'll remove all those crazy people. Lagos will become a city that works. They will not, will have to find a place to go. I would implore you to ensure that you vote and your anti-vote and everybody, because the danger is too much. The stakes are too high.
They
are empty. We must take Lagos. Must. The people who want to keep it are fighting. We that want to take it must fight harder. The people who want to keep it are threatening. We that have to take it must prepare for that threat. There's no new thing they are going to do now in Lagos. We already know what they will do. Therefore, we must prepare in our large numbers to go to our polling units so that you will live in Lagos, so that I will live in Lagos, so that we can protect ourselves. Because if we do not take Lagos, I do not know if you can still stay in Lagos. To stay in Lagos, you have to win Lagos. It is that straight. To remain there, we must win. To remain there, to do that your business, for your parents to go to that church, for you to stay in that estate, to enter that bus, that Marua, you must win. It has come to that. We must take Lagos. Must. The people who want to keep it are fighting. We that want to take it must fight.
Imagine, this is quite funny to me.
Okay, I wanted to play that video because a lot of times things are taken out of context. And the way I explained it to my friend is that it's not everybody that has the gift of gab, which means it's not everybody that has the gift of talking within context, something that I do very well. I understood everything that man said. And because it has come to this, because Tinubu and his thugs have brought it to this, I am categorically saying that I support everything that man said. But not to be like that man, I'll put what I'm saying in context. This man lives in Lagos. This man pays taxes in Lagos. Evidently, he's a businessman in Lagos. And evidently, you could see he's a wealthy businessman in Lagos. Who knows if he's one of the people who has had his stall in the market burned? Who knows if he's one of the people who has been extorted over the last 20 years with double taxation, which is something Lagos state government has been doing to Igbo traders in Lagos, especially over the last 12 years. So what doesn't this lady understand when she said imagine? When the man said we must chase them out of Lagos, he didn't say we're chasing indigenous Lagosians out of Lagos. He didn't say we're chasing progressive Lagosians out of Lagos. There's nothing to hide. He wants to chase Tinubu and his thugs out of Lagos. What's so unusual about that? Did people in Osun State not chase Tinubu out of Osun State when he went to campaign for his APC candidate that Adeleke beat the hell out of? Did people in Edo State in the last election that elected Obaseki, who turned out to be a letdown eventually, but when they re-elected Obaseki last time, did they not chase Tinubu out of Edo State when he came there to campaign and told him, get the hell out of here, don't know be Lagos? In business people in Lagos that are being unfairly treated, whose markets are being burned down, who are being double taxed, whose properties are being burned down, are saying we have to chase them out of Lagos. We need to support the progressive candidates in Lagos. And in fairness to the other three major candidates running against Sanwo-Olu in Lagos, I don't want to take sides. People should go out and vote their conscience. But the bottom line is that any one of those three candidates seems fair to me. They're all sons of Lagos. They are very good people. Look at their antecedents, look at their manifestos, and look at the word from their mouth. Not people who started running to churches the last 2 weeks, who started going to Igbos to tell them we're going to release your cars that were impounded free of charge. Who is fooling who, guys? And young lady, I don't want to talk against you. I know you did your video or you presented your video from a limited knowledge of the context of what that man is saying. And I'm saying that I'm taking the blame for that man. Blame it on me. I said, we need to chase them out of Lagos. And them is the thugs. Don't progressives in Lagos, progressive Yorubas and progressive Edos and progressive Ibibos and progressive Fulanis and progressive Hausas and progressives from all over Nigeria, except the Yoruba cabal that is bigoted, that benefits from the divide and conquer. Don't we want to live in a Lagos where people are not double taxed, where your businesses are not burned? What's there to be ashamed of what that man said in that video? As a matter of fact, what's to be ashamed of is the friends that I have who are Yorubas, who I've talked to quite a few of them, and I know which way they are leaning. And I say it's shameful for educated people to be leaning the way they are leaning simply because of tribal bigotry. What's there to choose between Peter Obi and Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What's there to choose between a righteous man and a drug dealer? What's there to choose between a man who came into your state and beat you by over 900,000 votes, and you rigged the election and gave yourself a respectable, if there is anything like that, 10,000 vote loss? What's there to choose? What's there to choose between a man who has never rigged an election and a man who has made a career out of cheating in elections, cheating in his school certificate, cheating about his source of wealth, cheating about everything he does? What's there to choose? And obedience, especially the youth and all progressives in Nigeria, I'm appealing to you. Change has come to Nigeria. You guys have to finish what you started. You started this process. I want you to listen to the next guy who is going to talk. Listen to what he says about change and about how difficult it is to bring about change.
That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. That I'm appealing to Nigerians. I'm appealing to all patriotic Nigerians. I'm appealing to the obedient movement, nationwide and in the diaspora, to realize that the project is not a one-day affair. That it is a major transformational project for the greatest black country in the world, Nigeria. And we cannot expect, it would have been futile to expect that the cabal that has controlled this country, the military, feudal, theological cabal complex that has controlled this country prior and since independence, will give up without a fight. Now let me tell you, you cannot understand Nigerian elections or what is going on without understanding the power structure, without understanding the power structure. A lot of people blame Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Mahmoud Yakubu cannot act alone. He is part of a powerful system that is determined to press us down. And the obedient movement must recognize that they are fighting a historic battle against entrenched forces.
Is Farashola from Lagos State? Let us use our common sense now in Yoruba land. Why can't we use our common sense? Is it too hard for us to use our common sense? What is the problem that we have that we cannot no longer use our? Have we donated our brain to Tinubu? Because it seems that Yoruba people have donated. They've gathered together. They donated their brain to Tinubu for Tinubu to manipulate it and think on their behalf. You cannot sell your land to Igbos. You cannot sell your land. You cannot sell your houses to Igbo, and you are now accusing Igbo of taking over Lagos. Did Igbo force you to sell your lands? If there's no seller, there won't be any buyer. If there's no seller, there won't be any buyer. So whose fault? Is it the fault of the buyer or the fault of the seller? Then you keep on coming with all these foolish arguments. And Igbos have bought Lagos State. They have bought all the land in Lagos. Who sold it to them? Did Igbo force you to sell your land? Did Igbo force you to sell your land? The whole of Lekki Free Zone had been acquired and partitioned by Indians. And Lagos State people refuse to use their common sense as they keep on following Tinubu sheepishly, like Mumu. Tọ́ba yẹ pé oògùn ló ṣe fún yín lẹ́yìn náà ìdẹ̀ ṣoògùn kẹgbàrà yín lẹ̀. Tọ́ba yẹ pé Tinubu ṣoògùn sí ṣe ṣoògùn náà kẹgbàrà yín lẹ̀. Tó ìyẹn mi ìtẹ̀fẹ́ máa gbọ́ pé fóògùn mú yín lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Tọ́ba fóògùn mú yín ẹ̀yin náà ẹ lọ ṣoògùn náà. Àbí wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin náà lọ sọ́dọ̀ babaláwo kẹ́ lọ ṣoògùn kẹ́ tóra yín lẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ Tinubu.
Búburú kan kò ní ṣubú lù mí. Àrùn kárùn kankan kò ní súnmọ́ ilé mi. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ létí mi yóò máa gbọ́. Lórúkọ Jésù, ire lójú mi yóò máa rí. Búburú kan kò ní ṣubú lù mí. Àrùn kárùn kankan kò ní súnmọ́ ilé mi. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ létí mi yóò máa gbọ́. Lórúkọ Jésù, ire lójú mi yóò máa rí. Bí mo bá jáde, ire ni tèmi. Bí mo bá padà wọlé, ire ni tèmi. Báwọn ọmọ mi bá jáde, ire ni tiwọn. Búburú kankan kò ní yà lọ dẹ̀dẹ̀ mi. Torí pé búburú kan kò ní ṣubú lù mí. Àrùn kárùn kankan kò ní súnmọ́ ilé. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ nìkan létí mi yóò máa gbọ́. Lórúkọ Jésù ire lójú mi yóò máa rí.
Oh yes, búburú kan kò ní ṣubú lu àwọn obedient, kò dẹ̀ ní ṣubú lu àwọn progressive Yorubas kan wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ladies and gentlemen, what I just said there is that nothing bad is going to happen to obedience in this election, and nothing bad is going to happen to progressive Yorubas in Lagos. Obedience stand 100% behind progressive Yorubas, and we are not going to let the divide and conquer bigoted forces stand in our way of claiming victory on March 18th. Until next time, folks, this is Fred Wanko coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bull Talk on Allen TV. And until next time, good night and God bless.